This problem we're going to do is very straightforward. The limit of x to 2 is 3 plus x squared. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this number, we're going to plug it in for x. So make sure you write your notation. And you have 3 plus 2 squared, which is going to give you 25. X squared minus 1 over x minus 1. So now when you plug in this number, you end up getting 0 over 0. That doesn't mean that you're done. What you have to do is you have to see if you can simplify this, which you can do. So you're going to write your notation. And then you're going to say x plus 1, x minus 1, because that's how you factor this top number, and then carry the x minus 1. So now you're going to cancel out. These two can cancel out, and you end up with the limit of x to 1 is x plus 1. So now you can just plug this number in, and you get 2. And that's your final answer. Of x to infinity. So instead of a number, we have an infinity. So you can't plug a number in this time. Instead, oh wait, let me finish the problem. Of x cubed plus 2x minus 5 over x to the 5th plus x squared. Okay, so now what you have to do is you take the biggest numbers with the x values with the largest exponents. So that would be x cubed and x to the 5th, and you circle them. And then you're going to rewrite it. So you're going to say the limit of x to infinity is x cubed over x to the 5th. Now this can simplify to the limit of x to infinity is x over, 1 over x squared, 0. To know that, there's a set of rules you have to memorize. So these rules are, if the limit, if the limit of x to infinity equals c over x, so c is a constant, it could be any number. So if the limit of x to infinity is c over x, your answer is always 0. If the limit of x to infinity is c, that again means a constant, so that could be any number, your answer is c. And finally, if the limit of x to infinity equals x over c, c being a constant, your answer is plus or minus infinity. And that plus or minus depends on what this fraction is. If the fraction is positive, then you use positive infinity. If the answer is the fraction is negative, you use negative infinity. So that is how you solve limits to infinity. So the problem we're going to do is the limit of x to 64 is the square root of x minus 8 divided by x minus 64. Now, when you solve this out, you're going to get 0 over 0. We're going to write it over here. So instead, to be able to work this out, we're going to multiply this number by a conjugate. Just going to write it here. To do this, you have to multiply the top and bottom by the square root of x, which is the beginning part, but we're going to change the sign. So plus 8. Same to the bottom. Okay, so now when we solve this out, we get the limit of x to 64 equals x. And now these is the difference of perfect squares, possibly. Now what you do is x, these would cancel each other out, and last you get minus 64 equals, now you're not going to FOIL this, you're going to leave it just how it is, because by leaving it the way you get it, you're able to cancel out the x minus 64, leaving you with the limit of x to 64 is 1 over square root of x plus 8. Now you can plug this in. Of 1 over the square root of 64 plus 8. It's going to give you 1 over 16.